On this episode, we celebrate a huge milestone and share our Disney wishes. Today is September 30th, 2022. This is episode 500 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I should say yet another episode because this is number 500. I am your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey, guys.
Congratulations, Rhonda. You have been with us for...
Sorry to say, I have not been with 500.
Around probably 450 or so episodes.
Okay.
We don't really have any sort of notes or any plan for this episode. We are going to get to some of our listeners in just a little bit, which will be really cool. But
let's first say we are actually recording during Hurricane Ian, and we hope everybody is safe out there, has been okay. And yeah,
watching what this has done to the west coast of Florida, and especially, watching this through Orlando and Central Florida with, we consider our second home. We know many of you, that is your home.
Yes.
So we really do hope that you guys are okay. We've been trying to check in with anybody we can. Hopefully this is going to get better here soon. We're still waiting a little bit for the worst of it up here, but I think we have definitely dodged a bullet considering what the initial path was like. So now our friends to the south on the coast here in Florida, we're wishing you the very best. So, it's weird to be kind of trying to record this episode, which is really a great big milestone, and try and be positive and happy about it when all of this is going on right now.
Yeah.
Again, Rhonda said we're recording on Thursday, the 29th. And we are supposed to be headed down to Orlando tomorrow for DizCon this weekend. We're waiting word on if that is still happening. So by the time you hear this, we should know, but right now we're very unsure. We're not sure if we're going. We're not sure if we can get there. We're certainly much more worried about, friends and family throughout Florida, much opposed to going to this expo, but we will keep you guys updated through social media, Main ST Magic, on, what's going on with us, what's going on with this weekend and DizCon and things like that. But with all that being said, we do have 500 to celebrate.
Yes.
Which is very, very cool.
Yeah.
When you joined along, Rhonda, did you see us reaching 500 episodes?
No.
That's a lot. I mean, this is my third major podcast that I've been a part of, and neither of the other two reached 500, and they did very well, and they went on for a very long time. So did you think we'd be here?
I guess yes and no.
Yeah.
Yes, because of your passion and your desire for it. No, because, with the pandemic, and then just, I don't know, just would we be able to? Would we continue? Yeah.
Well, and it's a hard thing too, because and we can go back, I guess, to a little bit of history in some ways, as you just mentioned the pandemic. I agree. That is something that we could have easily not made it through. We went back to one episode a week during that time just because, you couldn't go gather content. And then once the parks were reopened, we became Universal Pass holders. We went back to 2 episodes, which is a really hard thing to keep up per week, is 2 episodes.
Yeah.
We're very fortunate we get to go enough that usually there's going to be maybe one content driven, review episode a week. And the other one is usually something for fun, like our top 10 lists or our favorites or things like that. But it's not the easiest to keep up with. That's for sure. And so I applaud you most, I think, because, you are the driving factor usually between us sitting down, recording, getting things done, making sure that episodes go out on time. So thank you for all of that. We certainly wouldn't be at 500 without you.
Well, thanks.
So if you go way, way back, I was doing a quick little bit of, I guess, research on us. It sounds weird. It was December 6th, 2015. That we became pass holders.
Okay.
And we have not turned back since. That was 81 months ago.
Oh my
we
goodness.
have visited the parks at least once a month, every single month for 81 months. So our streak is still alive. That included the pandemic, when we even drove down when the parks were closed just to kind of keep the streak going. And I was looking back And we actually started a subscription to touring plans in February of 2017 for
Oh, wow.
President's Day weekend.
Okay.
And I enter every trip. We don't utilize all of touring, what touring plans has to offer now, because we kind of just navigate the parks and stuff on our own.
Mm-hmm.
But back in the beginning, I was nuts about it. You
Yeah.
know, I was saying to the kids and you, what do you guys want to ride? I'm going to put it all in. We're going to get
Right.
a touring plan. We're going to do this and that.
Yep.
So I've tracked every single trip since February of 2017.
Wow.
And that includes both Disney World and now Universal. And that was 130 trips.
Wow.
So we became pass holders in December of 2015. So a year and a half or so prior. So we've probably racked up close to 150 trips, I would say, since we became pass holders. And for me, it was always really important, and especially when we started the podcast, to continually go as much as we could, to
Right.
continually get content as much as we could. It was just something that was important to us. And, one of the things we don't do is report on things we haven't experienced. So going
Right.
often, you kind of have to do that.
Right.
So podcast came along. You've probably heard the story before, had lots of people always asking us now, friends and family, like, I'm going to Disney. You guys go a lot now. What do you recommend? Where do we go? Tell us all about it. So my friend John and I down the street, we started Main Street Magic Podcast, and the first episode came out August 8th of 2017.
Wow.
So we just celebrated 5 years. Now we're at 500 episodes. And shortly after, schedules and such weren't working out. It was very hard, for John and I to gather. We started doing some remote stuff because he was traveling a lot. And there was a week that, you can tell the story of how you came to be, and you started filling in until it just became, Main Street Magic ended up being you and I.
Well, it was funny because John was traveling and it was just too hard for them to get to do it. So Jeremy was like, Main Street Magic isn't going out this week. And I said, what do you mean? And he was like, well, John's too busy. And I was like, you have to put something out. I was like, you have listeners now. And I'm a big Grey's Anatomy fan and have been, started watching it from the very beginning. I think it started in 2015, if I'm not mistaken. But I could be mistaken.
I think you're thinking 2005. The show had been around for over a decade. What
Yeah.
season are they in?
18 or 19.
Yeah, so that would have been more like 2005.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
then maybe I was confusing it with
Us when we
with
started.
us
Yeah.
when we started. Yeah, because Grey's Anatomy has been a very long time. And it was just funny because I was like, you have listeners. They're expecting. And he's like, well, you going to do it? And I was like, well, I'm going to have to. Like, because you can't disappoint your listeners.
Yeah.
So that is how it became.
Yeah, and little known fact that we've mentioned once or twice before, the very first episode actually was you and I. And I scrapped
I thought it was awful.
It was horrible. And so I scrapped it. And then, that's when I ended up going to John. And so I do not have it saved. I literally deleted it. I kind of almost wish I had saved it. I remember we sat here one night and we were just like, hey, what's your favorite thing? Oh, I like this. And at that point, we hadn't really experienced enough. And that was so great about starting with John, is he had so much experience from going since he was a kid.
Yes.
And so, it kind of just started to evolve and develop. And, it's been an incredible 5 years. It's been an amazing 500 episodes. What are your favorite parts maybe about doing the podcast, or what are some of your favorite kind of memories over the past, now 7 years almost since we've been pass holders? When you look at the progression of what it was like, and I see these in our Facebook memories every morning, it's so weird to watch us navigate the parks 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 year ago to today, mostly as the kids grow up, as we try to do more things. What are some of your favorite memories or moments? What do you enjoy about doing the podcast?
Well, I enjoy, seeing and meeting all new kinds of people and the listeners and all that. I am sad that the kids were going with us so often years ago, and now they are older, and it's work to them for us, and they don't want to go to our work, so
they were burnt out.
They don't want to go anymore.
I mean, I get it, and
I do too.
And
it's
it was
just sad.
Yeah, it is. It is sad, and I'm a memory will pop up. I remember it was Lacey's birthday that just popped up, and she had gotten the American Girl doll kit, and we got them matching Minnie Mouse dresses and the ears. Even the doll had ears, and we have this photo of her on Main Street in front of the castle. And I look at that now, and I'm just like, like, so for anybody, I will say with you, young kids that you're taking to Disney, just take it all in.
Oh yeah.
As much as you can, because
100%.
it's gone like that. And I hope there's a moment where maybe, you know, Lacey's older and has her own daughter who we still have Kit.
Yep.
You know, we pass that on, and maybe there's a photo where Lacey's excited to be back in the parks with her kid or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
that'd be cool.
yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I think the relationships that we've built is one of my favorite parts. I love sitting down and talking Disney with you twice a week for about an hour each.
Oh.
You know, you are a very, very busy woman with your schedule. You know, you're nonstop Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We don't spend a lot of time together on those days. We don't get to see each other a lot. We don't talk a lot. So it's neat that we're like, all right, we're forced to interact for at least 2 hours a week outside of whatever else we're doing.
Well, don't make it sound like we don't completely.
No, of course we do. But it's not like otherwise we sit down and just go, hey, let's talk about our trip. And now we get to.
Yeah.
And so I really, really enjoy that part. Yeah, I mean, all the relationships I think are just my favorite part about all of it. And
when we say relationships too, with cast members.
Oh, yeah.
With listeners, with new friends, you know,
I mean,
everybody.
It was, I've was messaging this morning with Chuck and Amy, who are some of our newer friends who have quickly become very, very good friends.
Uh-huh.
And Chuck was messaging this morning, and he was like, it's amazing all the people I'm checking in with during Hurricane Ian all came through the community and the podcast.
That's awesome.
And same thing. I mean, if I think about most of the conversations that we've had today, you know, have been with listeners that have become friends that are like, how you guys doing?
Yeah.
You know, is the hurricane coming to you? What's going on? You know, we're checking in with friends in Central Florida that we met through all of this. And I've said, if for any reason we had to end the podcast, the community would go on. The Facebook community, the social media on, you know, Twitter, Instagram, that would continue. And I like to think of those two as almost separate, even though they're very much the same. There's certainly overlap, but I think that's one of the coolest parts is just, you know, that some of our best friends now are ones that we've met within the past 5 years since we started this thing, and something I never would have expected at all. So I think it's so cool. So we are going to cover the Disney Wish, which we got back from last weekend, and the schedule to be determined at this moment, but we're going to figure that one out. But prior to that, I thought, all right, what are we going to do for the 500th episode? And we're like, well, we're going on the Wish. What's your Disney Wish? And so we threw it out to the community for them to call in to Google voicemail. We also did a little bit of onboard recording, not as much as I would have liked, but it was a very quick moving weekend for us. Yeah. I'll say this, spoiler alert, 3 nights is not enough on a Disney cruise. I will tell you that much. And so we gathered some of that. We're going to play those in a little bit. But Rhonda, what I guess is your Disney wish or some of your Disney wishes? This can be anything. It can be related to parks, resorts, people, you know, travel, whatever it may be. What do you think if someone says, like, what are your Disney wishes?
Well, one of my Disney wishes would definitely be to go and get out to California and, you know, travel not just to California, but to other Disney parks around the world, which would be amazing. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty hard to disagree with. I would say that's definitely one of mine. Episode 1,000.
Oh, wow.
You know, you're talking 5 years from now. Well, wow. That's really, what is the next, what do you think, that's a good question. What do you think the next 5 years looks like for the Main Street Magic podcast? Do we ever run out?
I don't know.
Do we burn out? I've certainly gone through burnout through these years. I don't feel that you have. I've gone through some major burnout several times.
Yeah.
Throughout the years of doing this. And again, that's where you've been the driving force. You're the reason this thing's still going. I mean, to be honest, you know, the listeners as well, of course, but you know, you're certainly a very big driving force. So what do you think is coming up in the next 5 years? I mean, where do we go from here?
I really don't know. I mean, I guess, you know, only the Lord knows that one.
Yeah, we're going to find out.
But yeah, and I will just keep following along the path and see where it takes us. And I don't know. I mean, I really don't. It's weird to think like sometimes I do see it stopping, and I hope people don't hate us for that. But then I don't know. I mean, that's where, a lot just depends, I think, on maybe Disney itself. And
yeah, I mean, I think what is so good is that, Disney and Universal are always progressing, and there's always new stuff coming.
Always.
As we look back at the last 500 episodes, we could go back and dig through the first 250 and, reevaluate and redo those in many ways. We do updates on dining. If we go back to a place we've dined at before, we try to order new stuff so we can give new updates. Even going back to the same resorts, we look at what else we can experience. So I think we can keep pushing on. Even if you went back right now 4 years and we had a top 5 restaurants on property list, that's going to completely change. And so we're very lucky as things progress that we're in a podcast space where things are constantly happening and new things are coming out. I mean, we're going to have Epic Universe.
Yep.
I certainly see us potentially traveling outside of Disney and Universal. And while this podcast will always be Disney centric, I see a point where there starts to become content from other areas in and around Central Florida.
Okay.
As prices continue to soar for not only Disney, Universal, people look for other things to do because they still want to visit Central Florida.
Right.
Do we start looking at SeaWorld and Busch Gardens and the coast and the beaches on the West Coast and the beaches on the East Coast and restaurants and all these different things I think are possibly in the future.
Yeah.
So my wish is that we can continue to progress, that we can continue to pump out content that interests people, that we can continue to build these relationships and be so lucky and fortunate to travel and do these types of things.
Yes.
I think is going to be just amazing. But with that, and I know this isn't some big grand episode, it has been a crazy week or two, and this week was certainly throwing a couple curveballs with Hurricane Ian.
Yes.
And just things being very up in the air and unsure. I mean, it feels like we just got off that cruise, and it also feels like that was now a lifetime ago.
I agree.
Which is
100%.
kind of crazy to me. And I'll be very excited to relive it as we do that review episode. So that will be a lot of fun. But first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to go ahead and throw it out to a couple of our friends, both new and old, on the Disney Wish, and hear what is their true Disney wish.
I'm Kaylin. I'm from St. Augustine, and my one true Disney wish is to be a princess.
My name is Lacey Stein, and I'm from St. Augustine, Florida, and my one Disney wish is that I get to go on another cruise.
Okay, my name's Lucy. I'm from Jacksonville, and my one true Disney wish is I would really like to do a vow renewal for one of my wedding anniversaries at Walt Disney World.
Hey guys, this is Caleb Cantrell. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, and my Disney wish, I would say, is that, just the people we keep getting to meet, just enjoy being kids, having fun, and look to have adventures and do new things.
Hey guys, it's Rachel Williams. I live down in Coral Springs, Florida. So what is my one Disney wish? Honestly, if I had to pick one thing, I would say I would hope and wish for me to continue to be in the position and be blessed to continue to take trips to Disney World and other Disney destinations. I know it's getting harder and harder for the average family to take those trips, so I know I am extremely blessed to continue doing that for myself and my mom. And also, I would say to continue fostering friendships and relationships I have over the past couple of years, especially as a result of some of the connections I've made through this podcast, the Facebook community, and even through my Instagram. The Disney community has been one of the most welcoming communities I've ever come across. It literally is like an escape for me. I say it's my therapy to go to Disney, and I'm so grateful for all of the friends that I have made over the past couple of years, including you guys, the Marchettis, Jossie, Kat, Michael, Lucy, Caleb, Steve, Kim from the Wish this weekend. I'm just internally grateful. So that's it, and happy 500, you guys. Love you. Bye.
Hello, I'm Zach and I work on the Disney Wish and I'm from the United Kingdom. And my biggest Disney wish is seeing families have their Disney wish come true.
Okay, good evening. My name is Marco. I'm from Serbia. I'm Palo's server. Palo is specialty restaurant. And I just serve brilliant people over here. And I hope I will see you again. But my Disney wish is just to stay healthy and have a lot of money. Thank you.
All right, so here we are in Castaway Cay as we got off of the Disney Wish, and I ran into this guy apparently named Lynn who knows a few things about Disney, and we want to ask Lynn, what is your one Disney wish?
Are you the person who's supposed to be bringing me my drink? Because I've been waiting for a Mai Tai for like an hour right now.
I probably should have. I was too busy walking around with this thing.
My one Disney wish is to see Epcot go back to its original roots of being the optimistic look at the future.
I love that.
And I would love for that to happen. So,
all right.
So this is going to be in some sort of newspaper or something?
Yeah, it's going to be on the interwebs.
On the
interwebs.
interwebs.
To call them.
Oh,
and
okay.
I think the mojo goes out there. So you just said that, which means that it's going to happen. Out there on the internet.
Fantastic.
Chapek is listening. Josh is listening. I think it's going to happen.
Well, good luck to you, sir, and ahoy.
Thank you.
Those were so great. And it was so great being on the Wish. And I can't wait to do that review because it was fun.
Yeah.
And all the people were amazing. And those were some great wishes.
Yeah, and Zach, who was like one of the activities director, was just amazing, and we were able to chat with him for quite some time, and get that little soundbite from him. But if you take, and I know we'll talk about this more, if you take that message from Zach, you take it from Marco, that's what every single cast member on the Disney Wish is like.
Mm-hmm.
They're just absolutely incredible. And that was one of the things that I remember people always saying is that if you think the cast members in Walt Disney World are incredible, which they are, they're like, it's not a better level. They're not better on the cruise line. It's just different in this different way.
Yeah.
And a lot of that has to come with, I think, them just being so good at getting to know you. So as we saw some of them time and time again, they remembered us, we remembered them, and it was just super duper cool.
Yep.
But that is not all the wishes, Rhonda.
Woo!
We have more. So we're now going to kick it off to several of our listeners. Thank you all so much for calling in. We truly appreciate it. If you did not get a chance to call in, that is okay as well. We got lots of cool messages congratulating us on 500 too. I know it can be very odd to like call in and go, well, then I got to use my voice. That was the biggest thing. Like, starting the podcast was like, I don't want to listen to my voice.
Yeah.
Why would anyone else? But does anyone truly like their own voice? Like, I don't know that anyone really likes listening to themselves, right?
I don't know.
I feel like that's one of the biggest things if you ask people. And I could listen to someone else and be like, you've got like Lynn. I could listen to Lynn read the phone book. There's just something about that voice, but he probably doesn't think the same thing. I don't know. So anyway, let's go ahead and kick it off to some of our wonderful listeners and the Google voicemails that they left us and what their Disney wishes are.
Jeremy and Rhonda, happy 500th episode. Logan here from the Theme Park Shuffle. Also calling you from the outskirts of Hurricane Ian in Jacksonville, Florida. But just calling to again congratulate as well as to tell you my Disney wish that all of the attractions found throughout the world at various Disney parks that are uniquely different from what's in Walt Disney World somehow made their way to Orlando. Whether that's a fifth gate, whether that's within the existing parks, either way, bring them over here and then save us all the millions of dollars from traveling all over the world. Good times.
Hi, this is Danielle Boudreau from Clarkston, Michigan, and my Disney wish is to take my almost 2-year-old, she's going to be 2 next week on October 7th. I want to take her to meet Mickey Mouse because she idolizes him, and I just can't wait to see her little heart melt when we go in March.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. This is Steve up in Michigan. So Disney wish would have to be, first of all, become a resident down in Florida and stay down there during the beautiful months all year with the heat and the beautiful sunshine, and to become an annual pass holder. And the key part of this wish is to be a visiting dancer over at Raglan Road. I do Irish step dancing, and those dancers are the ones that inspired me to get into it, and it would just be a dream. and obviously to be able to go to Disney every day for the remainder of my days. That would just be my absolute dream. Thank you guys. Congratulations on the 500th episode. It is well deserved. Getting better every day. It's just a joy to listen to you guys. Congratulations again.
Hello, this is Ashley Kraft from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and my Disney wish is to visit every Disney theme park in the world. I'm going to be visiting Disneyland Paris next month, so I'm getting closer. Bye!
Hey guys, it's Olivia Robinson from St. Louis, and my one Disney wish is to be able to visit whenever I want.
I'm Elizabeth from Indiana, and my one Disney wish is to visit all the Disney parks around the world.
Hello, my name is Nate Erskine, and I'm from Franklin and Greenwood, Indiana, technically, but I come from Franklin College, and I wish to be part of a theater production that Disney has, whether it's movies, staged, or anything. I love Disney, and when you wish upon a star, your dreams will come true.
Hi, Jeremy and Rhonda. How are you guys? This is amazing that you guys have reached your 500th episode. I'm Kendall D'Angelo, and I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm currently a junior in college and have been listening to you guys since I was in high school and love walking around campus, listening to you guys talk about your Disney trip and everything while I'm stuck at school. My one true Disney wish would honestly to be walking around Disney and just to run into you guys. I think every time I go to Disney, I'm looking for you guys, whether I know if you're in Disney or not, because I just would love to meet you guys in person in Disney World to talk about something that we both truly love. Again, congratulations on your 500th episode, and can't wait to listen to many more episodes. Bye!
Hey guys, it's Amy Frazier from Lafayette, Georgia. I have too many Disney wishes to narrow it down to just one, so I'll just say congratulations. 500 episodes. Wow, what a ride. When I started listening over 300 shows ago, I always got that feeling that I was sitting around talking Disney with friends. Your personalities are just so warm and fun, and it shines through every episode. I feel so blessed that we met through MSN 16. I've seen up close your genuine love for what you do here, for one another, for your friends, and for your listeners. I'm so lucky to call you friends. Keep up the great work. Here's to 500 more. Love you guys.
Hey, this is Bridget from Baltimore, Maryland, and my Disney wish is I hope I am always able to continue taking my kids and then, in the not too distant future, take my grandkids back to Disney. Thank you.
Hi, Jeremy and Rhonda. My name is Lindsay. I'm from Ellicott City, Maryland, but right now I'm going to school in Pennsylvania. I've been listening to your podcast for probably going on 2 years, ever since before I took my grad trip to Disney World with one of my best friends, and it's been such a joy to listen to you guys every week. You guys truly put a smile on my face every episode. So my true Disney wish is to be able to spread my love for Disney with pretty much as many people as I come into contact to. It's always a conversation starter because I have the Cinderella Castle tattooed on the back of my arm, so it's pretty easy to get a conversation going. But because it brings so much joy to my life, I hope I can do that to others. So I always try to introduce people, and I want to share the Disney magic as much as possible. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a magical 500th episode and Disney Wish Cruise. Bye.
Hey, Jeremy and Rhonda, it's Gary from Chicago, the other Gary. It has been such a great year. Congratulations to you both and to all the Mainstream Magic family on 500 wonderful episodes. It's been so much fun getting to know you both a little bit more and working together with you and putting on Main Street 16 weekend. Hopefully this year I'll get to actually come and join when we do it in February. But just everything behind the scenes and just working together for so much good has been an absolute blast, and making such new friends and getting new connections both with you and then through you with some other great people. And I cannot thank you enough for letting me be a part of it and helping kind of get those creative strings going. As far as my Disney wish, my kind of next really big bucket list item that I want to do, I mean, definitely, of course, in every ride, challenge completion would be awesome, but my one wish is to do all 6 domestic Disney parks in one day. One ride and a food item in all 4 parks in Florida, hop the plane and get to California for the night nap. I think that would be awesome. But again, congratulations, guys, and thank you so much for everything you do and for all the good that you bring out to the world. And I will talk to you soon.
Hi, my name is Savannah Smith. I live in Canada. I live in British Columbia. I was just calling to say my Disney wish would be for everyone just to be safe during Hurricane Ian, and that all the structures and everything stays good, and just all of Florida is taken care of and okay. And that's my Disney wish, that everyone is safe during these next few days. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Hey, Jeremy and Rhonda. My name is Allison Klink. I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan, way up here in the north. I just want to say congratulations on 500 episodes. I've been around for a while. I'm super happy to be part of Wonderland Crew and that amazing community of Disney lovers that you guys have created. My one true Disney wish is to get my entire family back to Disney World again. We went in 2021 after the first big year of COVID, and there were still a lot of restrictions, and it wasn't what it should have been for my family's first trip. So I am hoping to get them all there again, and that includes my aunts and uncles and their kids too. So that is my Disney wish. Once again, congratulations, and thanks for all the information and time you put into your podcast. I love it. Thanks.
Hey, Jeremy and Rhonda. This is Jody from Colorado. I don't really have a Disney wish. I just want to thank you for all you did for my girls and I to make our 2018 trip incredible. And I never knew that I would make friends across the country and be able to connect with you all so much. I love you all. And yeah, maybe my Disney wish is to see you all again real soon.
Hi, I'm Samantha from New Jersey. My one true Disney wish is to see Disney through my kids' eyes. I don't have kids yet, but hopefully one day I will get to bring them to the happiest place on earth. Happy 500th episode.
Hi, Jeremy and Rhonda. It's Jennifer. I'm from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and I called in and was on your 400th episode, so I'm really happy to be here for number 500 as well. And to answer your question, I went to Duke. My husband went to Duke. So we do also love Duke as well as UNC Chapel Hill. And my Disney wish is to continue to go to Disney with my kids and family, and just make memories every year. So I just kind of want to keep up that thread of visiting the parks and the resorts and remembering the old trips and celebrating the new trips to come. So thank you so much for what you do. You are just a joy to listen to, and you always brighten my day. Take care.
Hi, my name's Daryl. I'm from London in the UK. I started listening to you guys September 2021. I started a new job, and just as I started, my uncle said that he was going to take us to Disney World in April 2023. So I started listening, and I fell in love with the show. It's what keeps me going in the morning, because you only release on the Tuesday and the Friday. it's forced me to go back to the beginning and listen. I didn't even know that you did the voicemails until I listened to, I think it was episode 400. My Disney wish, because I've been to Disney a lot of times, 13 times now. So my Disney wish isn't for me, it's for my children, 2 of my sons. It's to find the magic that I found and let it really influence their life, because I know it influenced my life. And to see their faces when they get on the monorail, or before that, even when we park in the car park and we get onto the train to get us to the ticket and transportation centre, just to see their face as they go past and they see the Donald Duck sign and the Goofy sign. Yeah, that's my wish for them. But I just want to say thank you to you, Jeremy and Rhonda, because what you do is in a lot of people's lives, especially in a time where we can't get to Disney World, especially if you're from overseas like I am. So thank you for giving me that little slice of Disney magic every morning. I really appreciate both of you. Much love. Thank you.
Hey, Jeremy and Rhonda, it's Adam from Manchester, UK. Just want to say thanks for your podcast and all your hard work. I just got listening to your show as I come across the theme park shuffle at first, so a quick shout out to Logan and Dave as well. And on the back of that, I started listening to the Main Street Magic podcast and love what you guys do. I got into listening just before the 400th episode, taking that into account, and the theme park shuffle and other ones that I've caught up with. I must have easily listened over to 150 shows now, and they're all fantastic. In regards to a Disney wish, I think being a kid, there was nothing more than I wanted to come to Disneyland, Florida. I remember ordering the VHS tapes, which were the holiday planning tapes off the telly, and sit and watch these on repeat with my mum, and eventually lucky enough to come out and visit as a family. I think my wish now is being able to share those experiences when I have my own kids and family, and hopefully in the foreseeable future that will come true, and maybe one day grandkids. We'll see how that goes. And let's not forget, obviously, good wish to kind of bump into you guys into the park one day. But yeah, as a thanks, I'll be joining the Wonderland crew, so you'll have a new member joining your crew shortly. Keep up the great work. Looking forward to the 600th episode coming. Thanks again.
Hello, David Allen from Nashville, Tennessee. My Disney wish would be maybe a 10-day stay at the Polynesian. Maybe visit parks half the time in the resort, and visit all the great restaurants that Jeremy or Rhonda have recommended. Thank you, and congratulations on the 500th episode.
Hi, this is Anshel from Hutto, Texas. My Disney wish is to get my entire family, my aunts, my uncles, my grandparents, all my little cousins and their children, and just go and invade the wilderness cabins and have a great time and just share the joy that I find in Disney with my whole family. I'm so excited to be a part of your 500th episode. You guys are amazing, and I am so glad that I found you a year ago. Have a great day.
So excited for the 500th episode. Congratulations, guys. I am Lisa Sabo, and I'm calling from Central Ohio. My one Disney wish is to bring back late night extra magic hours, especially at Magic Kingdom, for everybody who stays on property. One of my absolute favorite things to do is to walk through Frontierland after the park is getting ready to close and the crowds thin out and you have the beautiful, firelight kind of glow from the lanterns since it's Frontierland, and just walking and being able to see the Haunted Mansion, the Big Thunder Mountain, and the castle in the distance. And it's just the most magical part of being in the parks for me. And I just would love to see that come back. Thanks, guys. Congratulations again.
Hello, this is Taylor Fitz. I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. I was just calling to let you know thank you guys. Thank you and Jeremy and Rhonda for starting this podcast and becoming Stephanie and I's friends. My Disney wish would be to one day visit Disneyland and see where it all started. All right. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Wow, those were some awesome wishes.
It really was.
Thanks, everybody. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we're from, voicemails from Colorado all the way out to London. Basically,
Yes.
It's just absolutely insane. But what I think I love the most is, so many of those wishes are centered around family and friends and relationships. Taking your kids, even if you don't have them yet.
I love that. I know, and a lot of them almost made me cry.
I know. It's just so cool. We're very, very fortunate. We're very lucky that we get to do this twice a week, and that you guys listen, and that you call in, and that you respond on Facebook in the community and on social media throughout, and send us emails and messages and all of that. I think one of the things that we enjoy the most is when somebody does come back from a trip and says, hey, thank you, something that maybe we said help their trip out. And as we've said, that's always our number one goal, is to make your vacation, to make your trip better. And not only that, but just to make your day better. If most people listen to multiple Disney podcasts, and if you've got enough to get you through the week, and every morning you're listening to a different, Disney podcast, ours and some of the other incredible podcasts out there, and that puts a smile on your face and puts you in your happy place. That's always going to be our number one goal.
Yep.
So again,
absolutely.
we're gonna sign off on this one, but a big thank you to everyone who called in. A big thank you to all our listeners, to all our friends that we've made, all our friends that we're gonna make here in the future. Thank you, Rhonda, for being such a wonderful driving factor, for being an awesome, lovely co-host. So I appreciate you. And if you haven't already, I'm guessing you've probably already hit subscribe, but you can go ahead and hit it now. Get these brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. And the call-ins are awesome. The messages are awesome. The social media stuff is awesome. But it's really, really awesome if you're able to go out to iTunes or any of the platforms that you go ahead and listen to podcasts on, and you just, leave us a rating and review.
Because it'll help our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.